Hello, hello everyone.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Margaret and I'm here to co-host with Tiffany today.
Hello, I am Marlene Krishan from Germany.
Hi.
I just succeeded to log me in. It was complicated because I had to to update something and to look for my um, um, na, security, wie heißt es, password, and it was really complicated.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you made it here. So I'm just
Glad to.
I'm just gonna give another moment for everyone to join. And this workshop is actually gonna be recorded so that those who couldn't make it, or if you have to leave early, you can have access to this. So we're gonna have everyone mute their mics for now. And so this workshop with Master Tiffany Tin is activating your spiritual gifts with Mother Kuan Yin, with Goddess Kuan Yin. And that is really special to me personally because Tiffany introduced me to Goddess Kuan Yin. So it is really powerful healing. We're going to be going through a healing ceremony. And then Tiffany will go over how to release emotional pain, opening up to unconditional love, healing your body, your mind, your spirit. And should we start off with giving some teachings about Mother Goddess Kuan Yin?
Will it heal anxieties too? So existential anxieties if I am afraid I won't earn enough money?
You would have to set the intention, and the way that channeling's done is that it'll come through as it's supposed to. So you can set the intention this day. But I am going to ask everyone because I don't know how to mute everyone on here. And then if you have any other questions, you can use the chat box and I will create a box specifically for questions. And then in the end, Tiffany will go over the questions. Please have them related to the workshop so that we can stay on the time limit here and we can stay focused. And without further ado,
I don't see any box.
oh, I haven't opened it yet.
I see. Okay. So it wasn't
I'll
my
make it.
fault. I'm glad
Oh,
to hear this.
oh no, there's a chat box. It's either going to be on the bottom of your window or to the right of your window, but I will add a box there for everyone to leave your questions.
Okay.
Okay. So
So
without
my
further
real name is Marlene. That's just my fake name in order for Google not to know who I am.
that's okay. Well, welcome for being here. And then if you can mute your microphone too, there should be an audio button, or I think maybe Tiffany knows how to mute everyone.
Here.
I don't know. Okay,
Can you
Tiffany.
hear me now?
I can stop you. It's okay. I'll have Tiffany mute everyone so that we can start recording.
Can you hear me now?
I can still hear you.
Good.
Okay. Okay, and so without further ado, I'll be introducing now Master Tiffany Tin, teacher, high priestess, and humble devotee to Mother Goddess Kuan Yin.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 144K Crystalline Temple of the Sacred Flames. My name is Tiffany Tin Ota RA. Welcome to today's ceremony. It is an honor and blessing to be a High Priestess of Light and a Master Teacher to help share my ancestral wisdom, cultural knowledge, and divine connection with Mother Kuan Yin as one of her humble priestesses. Welcome to this space today. I see some familiar faces, some of my own master students, high priestesses, master soul alchemists, and we also have some new initiates, new members as well in today's ceremony. Lovely to see all of you. And thank you, Maggie, for the introduction. She's one of the high priestesses that I am training in my temple, and she has offered her service to help me today. So thank you, Maggie. So a little bit about what we'll do today. My intention for the ceremony is for about 1 hour long. So we'll be practicing together for this hour. I'll be sharing some slides, and on your Zoom function, you should be able to zoom in if the slide is ever too small, or if you need to tune in, you can use the Zoom button on your screen if you're on the computer. During the workshop, I would ask for everyone to please keep your mic off to not interrupt the teachings, so that is respectful to your teacher, and also just to create a good quality recording, because I'll be sending out the recording to everyone that has signed up, and it will be free to access for 24 hours. After that, it'll be moved into my YouTube temple. My YouTube temple is $3.99 per month Canadian, very accessible, and I do mini readings and activations for members in there as well. So you will have a chance to catch up on the replay if needed. In today's teaching, I will also be sharing some sacred knowledge as well. I ask that anyone who chooses to stay in today's ceremony to have the pledge with myself and the temple and Kuan Yin that you will honor the teachings today and to name me as the master of these teachings today. And what that means is, in my culture, in Chinese culture, and a lot of indigenous culture that I've also learned from, we honor the teachers, we honor the lineages. And to do so is not from an ego space, but is simply to honor the teachings that have been given freely to us in a place of gratitude. And when we are grateful, thankful for what is given by the divine, by the higher realm, more abundance, more gifts can come into our lives. So in today's teaching as well, I will also ask for you to please keep everything in this ceremony for your own personal use only. Do not teach or extract my medicine or my stories or my experiences without honoring with energy exchange. So that's what I ask for in terms of having a healthy relationship between teacher and student in this temple, and that those of you that are master students here also to impart the same wisdom and same honor, integrity, values to your own student when it's time for you to teach as well. Speaking of teachers, some of you might be wondering, where did I learn from? Who are some of my teachers? And in truth, there are so many teachers that I have to name, and I've taken so many courses and training with so many masters. But for today's ceremony, I want to honor, first of all, Mother Kuan Yin, who has been my spiritual mother, spiritual teacher since I was a little girl, and for my ancestors as well. I want to thank Master Sha, which is from the Tao Academy, in which I've also learned many of the Kuan Yin teachings, Taoism practices as well. I also want to honor Jorge de Gallos and Dr. Roselas Mesa, who are my Inca shamanic teachers, and also from the Kiri Yoga lineage, Paramahansa Yoganandaji Mahavata Babaji. So thank you very much to the saints and ascended masters that are here today to guide us in this journey. So everyone, on your next in-breath, may I invite you to come into the space with me. Let us just take a deep breath in. When we connect with the essence of Kuan Yin, we are really coming into a space of alignment with the Divine Mother. I want to invite you to allow yourself to become the sacred child, and with a very pure heart, to ask for Kuan Yin to guide you, to embrace you, to receive you, to heal you, to activate you today. Let this prayer be genuine, not just empty words. A genuine heart and willpower moves heavens to tears. And so what you will get out from today's ceremony will be proportional to how genuine you are within your heart. And set the intention, such as, when I heal, I inspire those around me. Kuan Yin, it is my desire to ascend, to strive, and to return to the light. Please guide me. And if in your culture or your lineage, everyone, that you have your own divine mothers that you work with, Mother Mary, Shakti, Isis, invite them to join you as well. I hereby invoke and command the ceremony today with Kuan Yin to be in complete alignment with the qualities of light, beauty, illumination, brilliance, clarity, warmth, enthusiasm. And I hereby invoke every soul in the ceremony to be in a complete state of receiving from a pure heart of gold. Any negative thought forms, distractions, disruptions, I ask them to gently rest, to evolve and to heal with your soul, heart, mind, and body. And ask that Kuan Yin guides you and see you as a soul in her temple of light, as a unique disciple, unique devotee, and to bless you with her divine guidance today. I ask for Kuan Yin's frequency to be embodied, to be expressed through my voice, all in alignment and as appropriate to what each person needs to hear, feel, sense, and know today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And slowly take a deep breath in, everyone, and open your eyes gently as you return to present consciousness. All right. So in today's workshop, everyone, will be activating your spiritual gifts with Mother Kuan Yin. I'll begin with aligning our frequency together. So we are here probably because you have a bigger vision for your life, and maybe you don't know how to make it real. As a master teacher, it's very often that I hear people say, I feel like I'm part of something big, but I don't know how to make it a reality. If you are feeling this way, then you are in the same frequency with us. You want your life to become more fulfilling, more impactful, joyful, and aligned with your soul purpose. You want to have more clarity on your spiritual gifts. What are they and how to use them safely and powerfully? Perhaps you're looking for some validation and guidance for your spiritual abilities from an experienced teacher and community of like-minded individuals. Create abundance while helping other people heal, connect with Source, and be in an environment where you are seen, understood, and valued. May have some limiting beliefs and misconceptions around embracing your spiritual gifts that are keeping you stuck, wanting a fulfilling life to help others, or you want to expand your skills as a professional. So those of you that are new, welcome. My name is Tiffany. I have been an international master teacher and High Priestess of Light, now in my 9th year of practice, officially full-time as a healer. I've received multiple certifications, such as Thai massage, Ayurveda, Reiki level 1 to master levels, Kundalini yoga, meditation, shadow work, Tao hands, divine healing hands, compassion messenger, and so much more. I've devoted my life and my life force energy to serve the divine, to serve the higher realm. And I've been a speaker invited in many well-known channels, such as Wisdom from North, Channeling Now, Return of the Priestess, Women Unleashed, Cosmic Truth, and much more. I'm also featured in one of my students' Amazon best-selling books as well. Her name is Saneta Ra. And this is my YouTube channel. So I've been around for quite a few years. I'm definitely not someone that is new to the blog. And I am speaking and sharing with my utmost genuine heart. Many of my students can vouch for me that I do not hold anything back. So everything that is shared right now is my genuine intention that it will help you. This is my Facebook page. I have ran over, at this point, maybe thousands of workshops, classes from now. I started from very humble beginnings like everyone. Started off with being the black sheep of the family and just always knowing that there's something more than what meets the physical eyes. Was never able to properly express it or understand it until my spiritual awakening, like many of you. I am a mother to my beautiful daughter here, Liana, and I've been featured in documentaries such as Empowered Empath, and I've run workshops and retreats, and I've trained many master healers. I wanted to share part of my story because I wanted to be an example that someone like me with my energy that is very soft, kind, but strong at the same time can break through limiting beliefs and break through ancestral karma and trauma. You are able to do the same as well. At this moment in time, I have a global community of students of 2,000 healers, and we're growing every single day. I wanted to share with you a very special and personal piece of my history here. So what makes me connected to Kuan Yin? This is my family here. This is my grandma over here to sitting down on the left. And this is my grandfather to the right sitting down. Both of them have passed on already. And these are the children and my parents. My mother is right here standing on the right. So you can see my daughter kind of looks a little bit like grandma here. This picture was taken when my grandparents, my ancestors, were leaving China and getting ready to depart for Canada. We came from Vietnam, and in Vietnam, our ancestor owned 3 houses and a very large piece of farmland. And we went through a lot of difficulties in that era due to communism at that time. The farmland that my ancestors owned were taken away. And also the successful businesses that they have in regards to making clothes, being tailors, were also just snatched away by the communists because they were deemed too successful. Then comes a time when the colonization began in Vietnam from the French, from the Americans, and there were wars that broke out, just like what's happening in Palestine and Sudan and the many indigenous land that have experienced these type of oppression before. My ancestors were forced to leave Vietnam for the safety and future of their family. And so at that time, really, when you're escaping from Vietnam, there was no these fancy boats. It's like fishermen boats that you jump on to hopefully make it across the ocean or somehow make it to the other side. And I can remember how difficult it must be. Can you imagine? You have everything rooted in one place. Everything was given by Mother Earth, and you have to just uproot everything. You cannot also travel as a family as a whole because the ship doesn't fit everyone. So my aunt and uncles and my grandparents had to travel separately to escape Vietnam. And a lot of these boats didn't make it. A lot of them sunk, a lot of them don't cross the sea. So you never really know if you're going to make it. There was no cell phones back then as well. And luckily for my family, we barely made it. And I will share with you a story as well, why we were always so connected to spirit, not only because we were connected to the land and our ancestors, but when we were escaping Vietnam, you have to do it in secrecy. If you are ever caught, you will never know what's going to happen. You might be punished, enslaved, or even penalized by death. So you have to be very sneaky when you were escaping. that time, the colonialism, the communism that were happening at the same time. And my grandparents, they consulted a psychic, and the psychic said, if you jump on this boat tonight, you will not make it. And so they didn't jump on that first boat that was available. And they found out later on that that boat did sink in the ocean. And so time is catching up on them. They're like, okay, the longer we stay, again, our life is in danger. Either way is a life and death situation. Let's jump on the next boat. The next boat became available. And they asked the psychic, they said, is this boat going to make it? Are we going to be able to make it through the ocean? And the psychic says, you will be able to make it through the ocean, but you will lose everything but your life. That was the message that was given by my ancestors to my grandparents at the time. And so they risked it all and jumped on this boat. And this boat were able to carry them into safe lands. However, when they got to the other side, because there were so many refugees at this time that they were turned away, they were not received, and the Coast Guard told them to go back to where they came from. Out of desperation, the captain of that boat punctured a hole in their ship, so that as the ship is sinking, they were giving pressure to the Coast Guard to let my ancestors in. And so by divine blessings, the Coast Guard had compassion and allowed my ancestors onto the land. They arrived onto the land with nothing in their pockets. And I believe the first stop that they made it from Vietnam was Macau. And Macau, they stayed, and then they have to work with nothing in their pockets and hopefully make it enough for the next boat to come to bring them across to Canada. So I wanted to share this very human and vulnerable part of my history with you, that my family has always been very connected with our ancestor, with spirituality. My grandmother is a very devoted Taoist. She's always been very connected spiritually, but because she was a woman in an old era of Asia, she was not educated. She didn't know how to read. She didn't know how to think and reason with education. And she tried her best, and she had 7 children at that time. And even just watching her as a young girl, I can tell she's very spiritual. In many ways, she was not nurtured, not given the chance to blossom to who she is now. And I remember when she passed away, everyone was so sad in her funeral. We have this big, huge celebration of life. And in Taoist tradition, when someone passed away, is very different than Westerner funerals. It was actually decorated in red. There were symbols of dragons, symbols of the pearl, symbols of the flame, Kuan Yin and her pantheon of guardians, generals, all surrounding us. And I'm sharing with you because these symbols are going to be really important for our ceremony today. When she passed away, one day I was sitting down on the couch, and at that time I was still in the corporate world, but I'm looking to transition, to give it a shot. Let me try to be a spiritual healer. Even no one in my family that I know of was a spiritual healer. But I was really called to do this work because through spiritual healing, I was truly able to begin to heal myself at a deeper level. That therapy plateaued for me. I was able to heal from depression, anxiety, social anxiety, sexual trauma, sexual abuse, childhood neglect, and so much more. To share with you a piece of my ancestral history, can see that there was a lot that I had to go through, a lot that I had to heal. And during that day, it was Chinese New Year, and there was a little plant, a mandarin plant. The mandarins were not ripe yet. I remember sitting down there just reading a book, and I don't remember what book it was. But one of the mandarin dropped from the tree. And we all know physics. We know how when something drops from the tree, there's a certain momentum. But this particular mandarin moved in a very special way. It dropped down from the tree and it very steadily rolled towards me. Now it's very far away from me where I'm sitting on the other end of the living room. This little tiny mandarin dropped, rolled down the cabinet, rolled down towards me and stopped right in front of my feet. And right away, I was like, Grandma. It's very common in my culture for ancestors that have passed to return to us in the form of sometimes an animal, like a butterfly, a moth, even like a beetle, or they come and they flicker the lights to let us know they they sing the final goodbyes, or like my grandmother, moving things to let me know that she's saying her final goodbye to me. And that night or the night after, I remember having a very vivid dream, and I saw her in the heavenly realm. It was full of clouds and light. And I remember asking for her blessing because I'm doing something that never anyone has done in my ancestry line before. And I remember seeing my grandmother. She was young. Like when she passed, she was very skinny. She couldn't eat. She has a feeding tube. She couldn't speak. But in my vivid vision, she was younger. Her face was glowing. She was so happy. I've never seen her so happy while she was alive before. And she smiled at me and she gave me a nod. And she sent me telepathically, go for it. You have our blessings. And I remember waking up right away from the dream. And it was never like any dream that I've ever been before. It was so much peace. And I just sat down and wrote my mom a letter. Because at that time, my mom, right? Imagine she's seen her daughter go through all these crazy things, losing weight, suicidal, sexual trauma, finally got a job. And she's like, Mom, I'm leaving. My poor mom had to go through a lot. And she was very scared for me. So I wrote her a letter, a love letter. And I just said to my mom and say, thank you, Mom, for nurturing me. I know this sounds very scary, but give me 2 years. If this business cannot feed itself, if it's not meant to be, I will return to the corporate world. I'll continue what I'm doing now. And I gave her the letter, and it was like such a ancestral healing, because that letter came first, really, from my encounter with my grandmother. And my mother and I didn't have the best relationship. And I won't bore you guys with the detail, but we would fight a lot because she wasn't home a lot. She was like any first immigrant family. She had to work morning till night. I never saw my mom. And so there was a lot of disconnection, a lot of fights. That letter gesture alone was like such a huge jump for me to be able to even open up my heart to my mom. And so looking back, right, I can see, wow, how all of this healing occurred. So the essence, everyone, when you connect with Kuan Yin, is Kuan Yin will always bring you back to your roots. And your roots doesn't matter if you are an orphan, if you are in perfect relationship with your family or parents or not. Your roots is beyond that. Your roots is beyond what the matrix have made you guys suffered. Whether you call it colonialism, patriotism, or capitalism, matrix, the same core vibration. Mother Kuan Yin helps you re-embrace the part of you that is most authentic. When you embrace your ancestors, everyone, you're healing your root chakra, you're healing your sacral chakra, you're healing your lower back, you're healing your spiritual gifts, because you're reclaiming what is innately yours. And that is a power that no matrix, no negative beings can ever take away from you. This is the truth of the divine, the flame of truth. And this is what Kuan Yin will bring you to, is to re-embrace those roots. And even with my biological father now, I still don't have the best relationship for him. But working with Mother Kuan Yin really helped me be able to see from that perspective of compassion that my father did his best with what he had, with what he knew at the time. This is one of the first Kuan Yin workshops that I have facilitated. We work with the lotus, we work with light, we work with water. And it feels like, to me right now, speaking to you all, like a full circle, a full length circle of evolution, being here to share her teachings again in a higher capacity. So the next thing I want to share with you is when you work with Kuan Yin, you're allowing yourself to become the seed again. When I started this workshop, I didn't know where I was going to be. I didn't know I was going to have an online school. I didn't know I was going to have 16,000 people on my YouTube channel. I didn't know I was going to have my own students. Those thoughts weren't even in my mind. But like a seed, I allow Mother Kuan Yin to just nurture me. I gave myself wholeheartedly. I cracked open my ego and say, Kuan Yin, I am yours. I am the dragon that will serve you. Allow me to share your light, your teachings. And I just surrendered of everything I thought I knew was successful. Surrender from climbing the corporate ladder. Surrender from buying expensive handbags, very typical, sometimes Asian culture, we were cultivated to think that we need all these expensive handbags and stuff to be successful. I gave that all away. And I allow myself to start from scratch, really reconnecting with what it truly means for me to be happy, what it truly means for me to become successful in a wholesome way, where everyone can benefit at the same time. That's how this temple, the crystalline temple, is created. Because it's no longer my trauma, my healing, and then to my business, my experience is now become a temple with my students, with my army of light workers. What can we do together? How can I share the influences and the structure that I have built myself with those that are also devoted? So it's community care. And community care is a medicine that is going to remedy these matrix programming. Beyond religions, beyond skin colors, beyond income brackets, backgrounds, when all of us can come into harmony, and just like that picture you see, when Buddha, Kuan Yin, Jesus, Allah, everyone sits in a circle, meditating with their eyes closed. When humanity can actually learn from the true teachings of Ascended Master and embody that type of harmony, that's when humanity has ascended, has graduated. So thank you, everyone, for each one of you for being here today, for your presence is this manifestation of the higher timeline. Even you sitting down, listening to this vibration, you are creating the grid with me together. You are anchoring this vibration with me together. This is another workshop that I've done. This is specifically on shadow work. I'm working with Kuan Yin as well. She would gently move you through shadow work. Shadow work, what it really is purification. When we want to become healers and channelers, especially to others, is that we have to purify ourselves. Ask yourself, what makes a powerful healer? Is it the number of followers they have? Is it how influenced they can be? That might be one factor, but someone can have a lot of influence, but if they have not done the inner work, then they might not be the best healer. And so it is very important for all of us that we wish to take on the sacred responsibility to become healers and channelers, to devote our lives to purification. Every day, ever since I started this initiation with Kuan Yin, every day is shadow work. Every day, every year, I am a new version of myself. And I see that sometimes in my YouTube and be like, oh my God, that was me 8 years ago. Who is this person? But she had to go through that first video that was really awkward in order to be here 300 videos later on YouTube, to feel so comfortable on video, to speak heart to heart without a script and just flow, just channel. A lot of times I sit down in ceremonies, I don't even know what I'm going to say. I just sit down and let the masters, let everyone who's listening, allow me to be a mirror and say the words, speak it in a way that serves them, because it's not about me. It's not about what I'm talking about. It's about what you need to hear to gain the benefit, the activation. That's when you know that the master teacher has done their job. What we will cover in this training is how to build a strong foundation as a healer, how to connect with Kuan Yin, and how to work with her light codes. Now, how to work with her light codes, we need to understand the 3 Tao treasures. The first Tao treasure is called Jing. Jing or Jing, depending on Cantonese or Mandarin, means knowledge, wisdom, and essence. So each one of you here If you are called to this workshop, you are an old soul or a pure soul. That means that your soul has an essence within there that is pure. No matter how much difficulty, trauma, abuse, neglect you've gone through, there's still this pure part of you that no one else can take away. This pure part of you is priceless, eternal, and connected to source, and that's Jing. Jing is also has a physical part of it. It's the essence of you culminated into this one to be able to animate this elemental body. Without your Jing, you would not have life force. So Jing is very important to everyone. And I will share from experience, those of you that are self-healers, healers to others, teachers to others, protecting your medicine, protecting your gifts is going to be something that you learn and master. And that is a big lesson for me once I became a mother 3 years ago, was I could no longer serve in the same way that I used to serve. I used to serve 7 days a week, morning to night. I would give all my free time to my clients. And my husband now is like, when I need a time with you, Tiffany, I need to book into your calendar to even get a date because you're so devoted to helping others. And then after becoming a mother, I had like a rude awakening. And I was like, wow, I really needed to protect my energy now. I'm no longer just this single person who could serve anyone. My foremost person that I serve is my daughter. And so really in this year, you have seen me scale back in sessions. I'm doing more work in workshops like this, in content, because that's how I'm protecting my gifts, how I'm protecting my medicine. So everyone, when you're learning with Kuan Yin, the biggest lesson I think a lot of us have to learn is self-compassion. It's so easy for us to just give love, give healing to others. No problem. It's built in our nature, built in our circuitry. But to protect our own medicine is something that we have to learn, especially if you resonate with some parts of my story of oppression, colonialism, extraction. These type of thinking is passed down from the epigenetics, from the ancestral energy centers. And so we have to undo that. It really is a delicate balance that I'm also learning at myself to how do we balance as a healer to allow our medicine to be honored, to charge, to receive money for our services, but at the same time make it accessible so that it doesn't become a privilege. And I think this is somewhere that I see the deviation. Some people are taking this ancestral knowledge, not even honoring the teachers, and they're charging $10,000 for people to heal with this knowledge. To me, that's not the essence of why the Ascended Master taught us this. They taught us this because we can all self-heal, all self-realize in a form of community care. So if you work with Kuan Yin, everyone, you will find yourself being those healers that are very integral. And I will validate you. It's harder to have integral as a healer, as a light worker, than those that want to go a different path, that are more service to self. It is harder. In our marketing, right? We don't use fear-based tactics. We don't use manipulation. I've never once forced someone to buy a program from me, to buy something from me. It's always an invitation. So you have to think of yourself like that, right? From this day onwards, everyone, treat yourself like a temple. Does a temple allow others to trample across it without respect? No. Treat yourself as first temple. You are an extension of Kuan Yin, of the Ascended Master. You must treat yourself as pure, as sacred. Take care of your body. Take care of yourself. Then you will show the higher realm that, okay, this person knows how to take care of themselves. Let's expand the capacity to take care of others. This is Jin, everyone. This is your Jin. And being able to also honor your gifts in such way that you have a range of offerings. You have free offerings. You have, like myself, like mini courses that are like $30 and $40. And I'm still very generous with it. Even $40, there are like 5 hours of teachings in it. There are certifications that $100, $200. In truth, right? It is way more than that. But I look at myself, if I'm an upper middle class person and I can't afford a $10,000, that's not accessible. That's not the essence of Kuan Yin's teachings. So make it accessible, but also honor your medicine and your needs at the same time. So it was very difficult for me when I became a mother to say, okay, I need to up my prices because I'm no longer feeding myself. I have a greater responsibility to my daughter. And to me, since I always honor all the teachers that I work with, I know that whoever needs or can benefit or wants my teachings and medicine will find a way to honor it. And whatever you give, when you give, you always feel that it will come back to you tenfold. Every time I give to my teachers, it's always with gratitude that I know it's going to come back to me tenfold. It's like you plant one seed and the seed multiplies and it becomes a garden over time. So that's Jin. That's honoring each other's Jin. Then we have Qi. Qi is the movement, the bridge, which is your breath that connects you from the higher realm to your physical body. Now, this is very important as well in Kuan Yin's teaching because a lot of you guys, again with the programming, shrink yourself. Oh, maybe, I am not good enough. No one's going to listen to me anyway. When you expand your Qi like a balloon, you start to say, what skill do I need to be successful in this area? So in my example, I looked at myself, okay, if I want to serve as a high priestess, what skill do I need? Okay, training, certifications, business training, learning how to run a business, hiring a team, and so forth. These are all expansion, everyone. So don't be afraid to expand yourself because when you're keeping yourself small, the Qi is not running. If the Qi is not running, Source is like trying to give you, right, abundance and you compressing yourself like a pressure cooker is not helping. So like me, right, I'm learning from Kuan Yin. It's like, just open your Qi up. Yes, you want to be accessible, but go bigger. Have no limitations, right? Just expand your reach. Talk to more people. Spend more time doing content. Share this light with others. That's what you need to do now. So at every stage of your journey, everyone, think about your life right now. Where in your life are you purposely constricting yourself, right? Like even in the beginning and a different part of my stage, I needed to gain experience doing private sessions. So I just offered them for free or for donation. At that point, I didn't care. I didn't care about making this amount of money. I wanted the experience because the experience itself is abundance that's beyond the price tag, right? People will pay you for your skill, right? A plumber, construction worker, teacher, doctor, everyone is being paid energy exchange for their skill. Same with a spiritual healer. They will pay you for your skill. So look bolder and look larger of your gifts. Your gifts is literally an exchange of information between the physical and the higher realm. So every time you speak and you breathe, you're allowing this bridge to express yourself. So don't limit yourself anymore. Expand in the direction that feels the most uncomfortable for you. If it's most uncomfortable for you to sit down in front of a camera, then go for it. If it's most uncomfortable for you to learn and re-embrace your spiritual gift, go for it. Because usually that's the direction that will bring you the utmost expansion. The third Tao treasure from Kuan Yin's teaching, Shen. Shen is your higher self, the higher realm, your divinity and eternity. Always strive for the light. In your business, in your practice, always connect with the light. Even with today's ceremony, I asked Mother Kuan Yin, I'm like, what should I share? How much do I share? How much do I teach? How much is too much? Don't worry about it. 15 minutes before the ceremony, I finished the slides. So she will help you. She will guide you. Let her guide you. Let it flow through you. It's like those movies that where the main character is happy-go-lucky. It goes like that. So symbols of Kuan Yin. Now I'll be guiding everyone into a ceremony, right? And from now on in your life, maybe even in your past, these symbols are affirmations from Kuan Yin. Lotus, very commonly known, healing, beauty, blessing, and enlightenment. So there's a Buddhist analogy of how every one of us are planted like a lotus seed in mud, right? The mud is also our lower chakras. Your soul drop you down into the lower chakras to manifest as an elemental physical being. From there, through your spine, which is the lotus flower stem, you grow and you blossom, and eventually, right, your crown chakra, like the lotus flower, reaches the light and become enlightened. So the lotus flower will come to you when you're in a stage of your life where you need to expand, you need to grow taller, you need to reach for the light, you need to come out of the mud, which is too much stagnancy. What is mud, everyone? Earth and water. Too much water, too much emotions becomes mud, right? So come out of the emotions, reach for the light, reach for the air and space for you to expand. Bamboo, not a lot of people know this, but bamboo is also a symbol of Kuan Yin as well. It symbolizes growth, expansion, and spinal healing. Just like our vertebrates, right? How there's connection between the vertebrae, but inside is hollow. The bamboo is the same thing. The bamboo is very fast growing. It reaches for the light, yet it is bendable at the same time. So when the bamboo comes to you, everyone, in an affirmation with Kuan Yin or meditation, or the thought, right, the feeling, the image comes to you, it means it's time to work on your spine. There's certain stuck energy in your spine. And if you wanted to look deeper, Louise Hay has a book. You can even Google Louise Hay spinal vertebrate meaning or spiritual meaning. It will tell you if your vertical spine is experiencing blockages, what it could mean, the thoracic spine, lumbar spine, and so forth. Willow is another symbol or light code of Mother Kuan Yin. When it comes forth, willow stands for adaptability, capability, soul retrieval, and banishing negative entities. So Mother Kuan Yin will oftentimes in her activations with me, as I observe her in my third eye, she uses a willow branch to sometimes retrieve soul fragments for people, and other times she uses to banish negative entities. So if you are, let's say, healing yourself and you see the willow symbol, you are receiving a soul healing from Kuan Yin. Pearl has to do with motherhood, feminine, child, that energy, wisdom, healing, beauty, self-acceptance, and unconditional love. So pearl will come to you, everyone, when you finish one cycle of shadow work, right? So pearl is created when a piece of sand is inside an oyster. And instead of the oyster rejecting it, it embraces this dirt, impurity, and it creates something beautiful with it over time. And so that's the essence of shadow work and purification, is this beautiful pearl is created as the alchemic process. So if the pearl comes to you, everyone, Kuan Yin is telling you, right, you're healing, to appreciate your innate beauty, to accept yourself and give yourself unconditional love. Water is also another type of light codes that would come forth with Mother Kuan Yin, and it stands for subconscious, your emotions, healing, cleansing, purification, and evolution. So very straightforward, but I want to talk about evolution. Water can change state from steam, liquid, solid, and plasma. So when water comes to you, when you work with Kuan Yin is also another message telling you that you can shift states, right? Maybe right now you're too solid, like an ice. You can allow and work with the elements of fire, air, right, to melt the solidity and become more fluid, like the liquid state of water. If you have been, right, too stagnant, she might add some more fire so you become like a steam, rises up into the light. Another light code of Mother Kuan Yin is the waterfall, so movement, vitality, and rejuvenation. Waterfall was one of the main light codes that Mother Kuan Yin came forth in my ceremonies with her, and it comes forth in a way to wash away negative karma. Negative karma, when we look at it, is like a time loop. Why do we find ourselves in repeating pattern? It's like a wheel that keeps on going the same cycle. The waterfall comes down to break the wheel and purify your karmic cycle. To see the karmic cycle as not someone you are at the mercy of, but that you are a divine being that can overcome, like this, karmic patterns. It's that simple. Sometimes these patterns that take years and years for you to be part of, is just that one moment to say, I'm going to quit smoking. No question asked, it's done. I'm going to stop talking like this to myself, and it's done. It really can be that simple. The healing in itself is just one moment. When we work with the cycle to realize that we are not bound by karma, we can, like a powerful waterfall, wash the karmic cycles away. So if the water comes to you, everyone, waterfall comes to you, she's telling you to empower yourself to get out of these limitations, limit beliefs. The flame is purification, release, inspiration, protection, creation, transformation, transmutation. So if the flame comes to you, it's about these type of energy, very straightforward. Dragon, we've talked about it in the last workshop we did. Loyalty, abundance, spiritual power, protection. Crystal might come to you as well when you work with Kuan Yin. It stands for healing, encoding frequencies, light body activations, Akashic records activation, and also can be a message for you to work on your boundaries. Tiger, in one of Kuan Yin's incarnation as Princess Mao Shan, she was well known to renounce her title and her wealth to help humanity. And she also retreated into the mountain, and a lot of story would be tigers would sit next to her. She became master of what was feared, what was thought of dangerous, right? It can stand for the human basic consciousness, the unconsciousness. So she triumphed that. So when a tiger comes to you, can mean two things, right? Strength, vitality, respect, and leadership. Or she's telling you that you need to be reminded that you are larger than the tiger, the beast, the monster, or whatever haunts you in your life right now. You can subdue these beasts within the human consciousness as the ascended being. Rabbit is very common as one of her light codes as well. It stands for purity, innocence, abundance, and fertility. So in Asia, a lot of times when women want to conceive or want protection and blessings or healing for their children, we pray to Mother Kuan Yin. Now, as a quick reminder to those of you that have been working with me for a while, how to use an invocation, right? What is an invocation? Invocation is for you to create a sacred container. This sacred container is to invoke a macrocosmal energy and to invoke a microcosmal energy. Set your intention and offer gratitude. You can adjust the wording that I use to suit your own needs. An invocation can be used to connect with the higher realm for anything that you want, protection, healing, support, manifestation, or to simply offer gratitude to set an intention, or to prepare your soul, heart, mind, body to receive a healing. So in my line of teaching, you must use an invocation in every start of the session, especially if you are a healer. Because sometimes you're doing your own practice and you don't really work with other people. You don't have to be quantumly linked to any other people's energy. Then it's kind of okay. But if you, the moment, start to work with other people's energy, you must do invocation. Number one is invite the macrocosmos. So whether you call it source, divine, pure form of light, ascended master, Kuan Yin, however you call the macrocosmos. Two, the microcosmos, right? That's your soul, heart, mind, and body, organs, cells, quantum particles. You honor all of these microcosmos and macrocosmos that you're inviting with love, honor, and appreciation and gratitude. Number three, you ask for healing, and you ask as appropriate, especially if you're removing energies. And then finally, offer gratitude. So it would sound something like this. Dear Source, dear my higher self, dear Mother Kuan Yin Pusa or Kuan Yin and your Council of Light, I love you all, honor you all, appreciate you all. Please protect my soul, heart, mind, and body during this transmission of light, and bless me with the activation to heal my heart, soul, my heart, and body as appropriate. Help me expand my cosmic consciousness, raise my vibration and frequency, and help me empower myself with divine love and light. I am blessed, grateful, and thankful, and I will lead myself to the light. Kuan Yin light code is something that I will teach next month, but here you can simply ask for Kuan Yin to bless you. Kuan Yin, please bless me with these light codes that I showed you. Please bless me with the light codes that Tiffany has shared with us in our ceremony today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Reminder again on new teachings for those of you before we jump in the ceremony. Soul, your sixth channeling power, your soul. So soul is your connection to source, right? Have a soul-to-soul connection to Kuan Yin. Don't just have empty words and empty prayer. In Chinese, we say sing sam sing yi. It means pure intention, pure heart. Soul, mind. Focus your mind. If your mind is distracted, right, then it goes everywhere. You can fully hone in and connect with source. Now that takes practice, right? In your own time, the more you meditate, the more you focus and concentrate, the more your power or will increase. Heart is love. Love Kuan Yin. Love the work that you do. Love yourself. Love even the body that's giving you pain. Love your knee. Love it all. Your body, the first temple, honor the body. You're here watching this because of your eyes, because of your breath, your lungs, your digestive system. Honor the body. Sound is the primordial energy of the universe, right? Vibration, thought forms, frequency. Pray out loud if you can. If not, right, in your mind. The breath, like I mentioned, that's Qi, breath, the bridge. Now I'll share with you 3 ascended forms of Mother Kuan Yin in the ceremony that I will invoke for us today. These 3 forms are one of her many ascended forms because Kuan Yin is a bodhisattva of 1,000 dimensions. She's not limited by gender, race, or forms. So these 3 forms are all female forms, but really she can take on any forms that she wants. So because of that, I'll be using her and she pronounces in the ceremony. This is one of her ascended form, and this is called the Willow Leaf Kuan Yin. The Willow Leaf Kuan Yin is a Kuan Yin that is draped in white robe, and it's one of her divine mother form. You can see how here's the lotus throne, signifying that she's a bodhisattva. You can see this willow branch right here, like I mentioned with you all earlier. The elixir of life here. So a lot of times when I'm doing healing with people, certain times you pour the elixir of life, either from top to down or in a specific chakra center. So this is ethereal healing water that she might pour for you today. This is the dragon head Kuan Yin. So we talked about dragon in our last workshop. Dragons are a celestial being that serves Mother Kuan Yin. You can see such a well-respected celestial dragon would carry Kuan Yin. She's of high status, high spiritually honored being. She's holding a cup here with seeds, which signifies abundance. And again, she's holding the willow branch. You can see clouds, you can see the wind, the water, mountains, these different elements in her depiction. And the third form that I will invoke for us today is very special and sacred to me as a teacher, is the Sutra holding Kuan Yin. So the Sutra holding Kuan Yin over here, she is above the mortal realm. You can see she's on a floating mountain. And she's holding a sutra. Sutra is sacred knowledge, right? Such as the Heart Sutra, such as the Da Bei Zhou. These are oftentimes when she comes forth is really special because she opened the sutra and there are golden like language symbol that turns on for the receiver. So I'm watching and I'm guiding the ceremony, and Kuan Yin will open the sutra and these light symbols will go into the person's third eye. That's a blessing of enlightenment, blessing of the higher chakras, blessing to help you activate your spiritual gifts. So these are the three forms that we work with. And what are some examples of spiritual gifts today? There are a lot, everyone, but here's a list that I've created. Energy healing, chakra healing, divine willpower, inner child integration, ego alchemy, soul retrieval, messages with guides, Akashic records, light codes, light language, ancestral healing, working with the totems, animal healing, crystal healing, mediumship, cord cleansing or cutting, psychic surgery, light body activation, DNA activation, aura healing or reading, consciousness expansion, facilitating, sound healing, grid working, dream divination, oracle. A lot. So each one of you will have different sets of gifts activated at different moments in time. So let us begin the ceremony today. The ceremony about 10 to 15 minutes. Of those of you that have some time to stay, you can continue to stay or join me in the replay. And so I wanted to just ingrain your mind with these three forms again: willow leaf Kuan Yin, dragon head Kuan Yin, and sutra holding Kuan Yin. So on your next in-breath, everyone, may I invite you to enter ceremonial space. Dear divine, dear source, dear galactic central sun and the purest form of light, dear everyone, your higher self, spirit guides, heart, soul, mind, body, and soul, heart, mind, and body. We love you all, honor you all, and deeply appreciate all of you. Please turn on now, join us one, align as one. To the sacred temple of light, we activate now. Through the essence and the fragrance of the lotus flower, we guide you and welcome you into the temple of light. Every child, like a sacred seed of the divine light, embraced and nurtured in the temple of light. The breath of life infused into your heart, guiding you onto this journey of light. Dragon grid, activate. Tree of life, activate. White flame, activate. Rainbow ascension, light codes, activate. Qian shou qian yan, wo ai da bei xin tu lu ni. Qian shou qian yan, wo ai da bei xin tu lu ni. Qian shou qian yan, wo ai da bei xin tu lu ni. Children of light, enter into my temple of light now. Be received in utmost compassion, forgiveness, and mercy. Allow yourself to be embraced by the divine light that I emanate as Kuan Yin, as I speak through the mortal instrument, Tiffany Tin at this time. Allow the vibration to go beyond the ego. Allow my frequency and love from you to transmit through the vibration of this mortal instrument. I speak directly with you now. Can you go beyond the sound of her voice and allow yourself to receive directly from my pantheon of light beings, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, saints, virtuous kings, generals, elders, and allow a vibration to infuse deeply into every cell, every energy center, all sides, aspects of your being. Unconditional love surrounds you in this now. I have walked the path in the human realm for many lifetimes. I have compassion, understanding of the human conditions. And thus I am the goddess of unconditional love, as I wish for you to receive this love that at times can be difficult to experience in the human realm. Connect directly to me now, energetically, frequency, vibrationally, consciously on all levels now. This unconditional love and healing, I wish for you to receive in your soul, heart, mind, and body. Allow my divine light codes to speak to you individually, uniquely, through the wisdom of the pearl, the strength of the dragon, the courage of the tiger, the purity of the rabbit, the flexibility of willow, the beauty of lotus, the expansion of the bamboo, vitality of water, purification of the waterfall. Allow yourself to connect deeply with all of these light codes surrounding you now. You all have the capability to connect with me directly. Will you allow your heart to strip itself of limitations, egoic projections? You are in worth of love. Embrace this love within your heart. Serve as a divine light being. Work with us, the pantheon of light. Mother Earth is ascending. Like a tidal of waterway, she'll bring those that will surrender and flow with her. Those that resist will struggle in this current. Thus, I invite you to allow yourself to become child of the light, child of the Bodhisattva, child of Mother Earth. Go with the flow. Go with this current of divine might. Allow your life force energy center to be replenished. Replenish yourself like a flower absorbing light from Father's Sun. For each of you, I see, give so much of yourself away. Receive, 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 and always remember to embody gratitude. Every small gesture, every small blessing, be grateful, be thankful. Bountiful you are, abundant you are. Receive this love now. Special gift. Kuan Yin. Quan Chi Light Code. Blessing for every participant today. Prepare. Activate. Dulunai, dulunai, dininai, ninai, ninai, gulunai, sininai, wukulunai, dulunai, dulunai, dulunai. Purify. Dulunai, 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 wukulunai, sikayoi. May the warmth of the divine light penetrate every single cell of your body, bringing life force into your energy center. Willow leaf Kuan Yin. healing your soul, healing your heart, rejuvenating your mind, body, and spirit. Willow Leaf Kuan Yin, we love you, honor you, and deeply appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dragon Head Kuan Yin of divine light, blessing all of us with abundance, joy, and prosperity. Guide us with resources, capability to help us manifest our divine mission. Allow your light to work through us. Allow us to become channels, lovers, messenger of your divine teachings. Elevate our souls, receive our souls in the temple of light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. Sutra holding Kuan Yin. We love you, honor you, deeply, deeply appreciate you. Please open the sutra to those that are ready to receive as appropriate today. Bless them with your divine teachings upon their third eye. Guide them to see, guide them to learn, guide them to know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Willow Leaf Kuan Yin, Dragon Head Kuan Yin, and Sutra Holding Kuan Yin. Thank you to the pantheon of Kuan Yin saints, elders, mothers, knights, generals, bodhisattvas, and Buddhas that have guided us, received our souls in today's ceremony. This ceremony will take 5 to 7 days to fully integrate. Blessed you are. Blessed you are. Blessed you are. How? Thank you, thank you, thank you. As we integrate, let us all ground back into the body now, everyone. Today's blessing, very sacred, very special. Please honor with gratitude to Kuan Yin. Thank her for the gifts she has given us today, these special light codes blessings. And thank you to the Temple of Light, Mother Kuan Yin, the Jade Temple, Emerald Temple, for allowing me to be your channel of light, your High Priestess of Light. Please continue to guide me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ceremony completes. Disengage, disconnect. Very gently, everyone, slowly, with ease, with grace, open your eyes and come back to the ceremonial space. Just one last honoring. Bless our eyes with these beautiful images of Mother Kuan Yin. Thank you if you see Buddha Blogspot for creating and sharing these images. Willow Leaf Kuan Yin, Dragon Head Kuan Yin, Sutra Holding Kuan Yin. Thank you everyone for receiving from Kuan Yin today. We are all little lotus flowers that are receiving her light today. And so By you sitting here and devoting your time to do this ceremony, it's not for me, it's for you. It's for your soul's journey. So please know that Kuan Yin sees that, the pantheon of light beings sees that. And don't ever give up. Continue to connect with Kuan Yin. Continue every day to hone yourself. This is a journey of life. I hope that today's teaching, everything that I've shared, have benefited you, activated you, healed you today in some form or another, or maybe in the future, something will pop up in your mind and it will make you remember Kuan Yin. So I wanted to just take a moment to also honor myself, and if I may, share my own medicine as well. So Kuan Yin has initiated me to share some of her light codes that are more practitioner levels. So she has imbued me with the light codes called Quan Chi light codes. And this really took a culmination of a very long journey to devote to her teachings, ancestral devotion, all the ceremonies, all the free sessions that I have done to prove to Kuan Yin that I have a pure heart. And this is 9th year into my business, everyone. The number 9 signifies humanitarianism. So I feel that in the 9th year of my business as a practice, right, as a high priestess, she has given me this gift of Quan Chi to help humanity and to help activate more healers to join me in my temple to help humanity as well. So the intention of Quan Chi is to help us heal ourselves because we need to be rejuvenated as our healer. But Quan Chi will be one of the healing modalities that we'll be offering in what I have created called the Healing Temple. The Healing Temple is a space where I'll showcase some of my certified master students that are approved, and it will be a space where you can enter this Healing Temple. And those of you that want to receive, you can receive from the healers that I've personally trained myself in my courses, and they can also have a place to serve, to share their medicine. It's for free or by donation based, the Healing Temple. We are getting to get it together right now. Some of my master students are helping me create this Healing Temple online. So once it's ready, please stay tuned to my social media posts and to my email newsletter, because we'll let everyone know once the Healing Temple is ready for everyone to receive. So this is community care. This is Kuan Yin's teaching. This is not about me. This is about us, Heal as One. That is the name of the very first meditation workshops that I done, was Heal as One. So I'm coming back to full circle, but much more powerful, much more honed and harnessed in this cycle. So those of you that are wanting to learn from Kuan Yin and to learn from Quan Chi, I'll be sharing the link to sign up with you all. My team will help me do so. Those of you that are already with me on Teachable, it will be easy for you to sign up because you will already have an account with me. So with Quan Chi, I was guided to do 4 light codes. So Quan Chi level 1 will have 4 light codes, and Quan Chi level 2 will have more light codes. In Quan Chi level 1, Kuan Yin and her pantheon have us focus on the lotus grid. So in Quan Chi level 1, what you will learn is more about the Quan Chi light codes, right, called the lotus grid. You'll receive healing and blessing for all 12 of these centers are part of this grid to prepare your light body to receive Quan Chi. Quan Chi is a very high vibrational light codes, right? For me to be able to do Seraphim, Dragon, and then Lemuria Rose, and then now finally be able to do Quan Chi as a teacher is a very high vibrational light code. So we have to prepare your light body to receive that. And that's the essence of the lotus grid. She will share with you 4 light codes that you can learn and channel with her in the Quan Chi training as well. So everything have 3 components in the Quan Chi training. So as usual, you have a self-paced curriculum, lifetime access that you can come back to. And then we'll have live ceremonies that we'll do on Zoom. So these are the ceremonial time. Oh, whoops, I shared the wrong screen. This one. First, we'll meet with each other, and this is once a week starting in October 23rd if you're joining the live cycle. The initiation ceremony, where I will initiate you as a Kuan Chi healer to become one of Kuan Yin's healer. Number two, the second gathering is the Lotus Grid activation. So you will study in the curriculum the 12 Lotus Grid first, receive the activation. And when we meet together in the live class, I will cohere and bless you with the grid completion. Then we'll have the attunement ceremony. This is where you will learn about the 4 light codes of Kuan Chi, and I'll officially bless you with the attunement ceremony as a graduation. Then we'll meet again with some students Q&A and the closing ceremony. So these are the 3 live times. I'm not sure if I'll do the live sessions again. It will just be a recorded frequency. So if you can join me in October, please join me. These are all recorded as well. So if the times does not work for you, it will be uploaded in the curriculum and you will have access to the vibrational field anytime that you need. So the beauty of being able to have the tool of the internet and videos is that we can capture the vibration that is activated and we can access the vibration when it's convenient and the best time for you. Because even if you can join live, sometimes you might wake up very tired or sometimes work happens, you can't join live. But with this format of learning, you will always have access to the vibrational field. So even 2 years later, you feel like you need to redo the initiation. You feel like you need to redo the grid activation. The field is captured and is activated for you. Now, alongside with this self-curriculum and the live ceremonies, you have 3 months access to the 144K Crystalline Temple of the Sacred Flames. So that's a student-only community that I've created. So everyone in there has received some form of initiation with me. From there, I do 2 ceremonies a month. One on a particular light codes with an Ascended Master, for example. We have one with Archangel Michael, one with the Seraphims of Light. There's also timeline jumping workshops as well, where it's more community-based, more interactions with your fellow light workers. And there's weekly practice session as well. So my team will send you all the information, but once a week, there is a student practice circle where you can come and practice Kuan Chi light codes with us. I've created so that there is different start time, that any time zones can pick a time that works for you. You don't need to come to all 4 of these monthly practices, but at least one time should work for you based on your time zone. So that is what I wanted to share with you. That's my medicine for you. That's my blessing for you in terms of the Kuan Chi. And the Kuan Chi optional as well has a manual that I'm working on. This is the proof copy. Once it's ready, you'll have a manual, and the manual itself, you can buy standalone or you can join me in the training, have all the color pages of the 33 ascended forms of Kuan Yin. And I put down explanation of how do you work with these forms as a spiritual healer, because how Buddhism described them is a little different than how you would work with them as a healer, right? Yourself, some training. I'll talk about the Lotus Grid in here and explain the light codes themselves in your manual as well. So there's different forms at different price point that you can work with Kuan Chi free in today's session, a low price point with a book like this, or like a higher price point with me and other students in the Kuan Chi initiation. Thank you for allowing me to share my medicine with you, everyone. I have been seeing a lot of 3-3s. It's been 3-3-3 everywhere. Any question, Maggie, from today's group? Where's Maggie? Here we go.
Hi, that was so beautiful. Thank you so much. First, I'm going to post the links for Tiffany's website so you can take a look at all her services and her courses. And then I'm also posting a donation button if you want to donate towards a physical temple. I know I would love to see a physical Lemurian Dragon Kuan Yin Ascended Masters temple. So I'll be posting a link for that. And then we'll move on to the questions. So the first question was from Angelic, and she asked, I think you already reviewed this, how to devote and honor Kuan Yin, and is changing the diet into vegetarian means also devoting to her? Do you have any more suggestions in regards to this question? Thank
Absolutely. That's a great question. Thank you. So one of the things that I do to devote to Kuan Yin, aside for like self-meditation, working with Kuan Chi, sharing my gifts, is that I do a gratitude practice. So my altar here, which is right in front of me, have Kuan Yin statue, and I have like a cup that I pour water in, and I made like my special herbs that I devote her. So every day I sprinkle a little bit, or if it's like an oil, I put a few drops, and I just say, thank you, Kuan Yin. Thank you to the elementals. Please receive this as my gesture of gratitude. And every day I light an incense, and that's a thank you to everyone. Every day I thank all my spiritual teachers, the Ascended Masters, angels. I thank all of you, like all my students, viewers, light workers, everyone in the community. So I do like an offering ceremony for Kuan Yin and the dragons, the angels that I work with, but then I also do like a gratitude offering as well. So that's very simple and very affordable way where you can honor these ascended masters. And in terms of diet has been so controversial in the spiritual field. My answer is a very Kuan Yin based answer. It's compassion for your body. So not everyone can just jump into veganism. Some people's body has been so damaged by heavy metal, parasites, viruses, that to jump into vegan diet means malnutrition for them. So as much as, yes, vibrationally, vegan diet is higher vibration, we still gotta honor the physical body. And so we, like I said, right, a lot of Taoism, shamans, and also indigenous tribe, they still consume animal products, but they do it in a very honorable, like there's a whole ritual, and there's also harmony as well. So if you are in that type of culture, that lineage, if you follow your ancestor roots of being in harmony with your environment, compared to someone who's like a vegan and is like hateful to everybody, it's like, I hate everybody. Have you seen those comments? Like that's actually lower state of being than like an indigenous person who's so in alignment with the environment and so harmonious with the environment. So when we think about it, right, compassion, when we die, our body feeds bacteria and different organisms. So is those organisms going to say, I'm not going to feed on their body, I don't want to live, I don't want to be part of the ecosystem, right? So in a way, we can look at it compassionately and look, okay, so how can we honor our body? If your body still needs a little bit of meat to function, then have compassion with your body. But if your body, like some people I know, they can just flip and go vegan and they are so healthy, then that's amazing. But you have to be compassionate with your body. So where I am as myself as an example, I was vegan for quite a long time, and I was malnutrition for a very long time. And when I became a mother, I went carnivore, everyone. I was eating chicken wing like a starving person because my body needed that nutrient to build the body. My lineage came from Taoists. Like you tell my ancestor veganism, they don't even know what that is. So I had to be compassionate to my body and say, okay, am I going to stay vegan and risk the health of my baby by not giving her the nutrients she needs, which makes me a bad mother, or am I going to be compassionate with my body? So now I am like eating meat, but every time that I eat, I offer thank you. You always bless the soul, right, that has given itself to me, such a sacred act. And you thank them to say, I will use this energy for good. And I'll continue to strive to be vegan again. I'll continue to elevate my part. But right now I'm in heavy motherhood season. I need some of these denser nutrients to nourish myself, to breastfeed and things like that. So we have to be compassionate with our body. But every time, now that my daughter is 3, now I'm starting to cut down meat again, having more vegetables. So you always strive towards what is, right, the highest state, but honor your body. So that's my opinion. I know some people out there is like, no, you should only be vegan and that's what makes you spiritual. But again, it's even if you're vegan, if you wear polyester shirt and then a whale eats it and die, we're still creating harm. So there's no like pristine purism in this realm right now. So it's giving the compassion to say, even if we are vegan, we still can create harm. We're killing the rabbits that are on the field, killing all the insects harvesting. So we're still part of the cycle, compassion. So that's my answer. Thank you, Maggie.
Okay, and then a next question was from Beth, and she was asking, to transform to plasma, is that ether?
Sorry, to transform
Plasma?
plasma?
I think she was referring to the different states.
Oh, of water.
Water.
Mm-hmm. So there's 2 different states of water. There's the spiritual state of water, and then there's the plasmic state of water. So plasma state of water is the 4th state of water, which quantum physicists talk about, but it's not taught in mainstream science because they don't want us to know about it. Plasma water heals the electric charge in your cells, in your water. It creates a field where disease can really function, and that's the natural state of our being. So when you're healing yourself, you can intentionally connect with Kuan Yin and ask for your body to receive more plasma state of water. Just like when I pray, I'm like, Kuan Yin, please give me more vegan codes. So I can eventually get to that point. You know, you set the intention to have them recalibrate your body. So in using the vegan example, if you come from a lineage of people depending on a particular substance, for you to be like, oh, I'm the first lion in my ancestry that want to be a vegan lion, it's very hard. You need to give 1 or 2 generations to shift that. So same thing with working with water is, Kuan Yin, please shift my water. So shifting the water particles indirectly is what people talk about, from carbon to like silica-based DNA. So you're asking, okay, I'm a carbon-based person right now, but give me the light codes, give me the recalibration so I can go towards the crystalline body. So you ask for that infusion to come into the body. I hope that answers the question.
And then, well, you already answered this about Rachel is asking when the course is. So it's starting in October and it is live. And then Benny is asking, I just want to clarify if Kuan Yin is the same as Zhange, Change, Change, Change.
Change. I have not heard about that Ascended Master, unfortunately, so I cannot comment on that. I can do some research, but I don't think so. Usually Kuan Yin just go with Kuan Yin or Kuan Shi Yin Pusa or Kuan, yeah, the 2 short forms. So, oh, there we go. Elizabeth says different. So
And
the other thing is like what I can elaborate on that is Kuan Yin is the Bodhisattva of 1,000 eyes, 1,000 dimension. What that means is she can embody and channel herself in limited amount of beings. That's why she has the 33 ascended form, because her 33 ascended form are still parts of her that she can channel her consciousness into. So even if Chang'e is a different goddess, for example, Chang'e can also be connected to Kuan Yin if that's what her essence is.
then Stephen says, does Kuan Yin know what happened between Horus, Ra, Horus, Osiris, Thoth? I'm having a bit trouble with communication with only the acceptance that I might need 2 dragons for some reason beyond. Becoming too comfortable with neutral indifference.
Let me process that question. What is your soul trying to ask? Okay. So is it like that you're working with too many energies and then it's, let me read that. question. Does Kuan Yin know what happened between Osiris and the? Because I'm having a bit of trouble communicating with only acceptance that I may need 2 dragons for some reason. Become too comfortable with neutral indifference. So I think Kuan Yin, just from my knowledge, she is a Buddha, but she chooses to connect with the human realm still, and that makes her a bodhisattva. So I would say, and my own opinion, that I would connect with her personally to have a more clear or pure teachings, because in the time of ancient Egypt, we want to really honor those deity and those gods in their own way. I have not personally myself be initiated by Osiris or Horus or Ra, so I cannot say. I have worked as a priestess of Isis in a past life, so I can speak on her, but not these other beings. However, different beings have different qualities, right? So if you want to learn more about ancient Egypt, about the pyramids, about sacred geometry, working with them might be more helpful. But if you want to work on healing, soul healing, enlightenment, then working with Kuan Yin would be more helpful. So I think that will answer the question there.
Then Wendy asked, what is the significance of lighting incense or the spiritual aspect of an incense?
So incense is the element of all the elements, because you have earth, the herbs, right? The water, the resin that brings it together, fire to light it, smoke and air, which is space and air elements. So when you light an incense, you're working with all 5 elements. You're working with in harmony with all 5 elements. So allowing yourself to work with the incense is allowing yourself to merge with all 5 of these elements. And you can use a candle as well if you need more fire element. Like let's say in the winter time, it's very cold, not a lot of sun. Working with a candle can bring in more balance for you. So everything here, we're talking about compassion, harmony, wholesomeness, and balance. So what you feel you can use to bring in more balance in your state of being is the thing you would go for.
Okay, and then HP Ann asked, I saw a geometric figure with colors red, blue, and yellow. It looks a bit chaotic, not a so beautiful figure. What does that mean?
So what that means is your third eye is adjusting to the frequency. It's like a television, when it's not on the right channel or the radio, it gets some static. But once you're in with the same frequency, then you can hear the words, you can see the image a lot easier. So right now that happens a lot with people when they're recalibrating their circuitry to receive the frequency from Kuan Yin, is you get that. It's not chaos, it's like a recalibration of particles that needs to rearrange in your third eye, in your spiritual body, light body, in order to get in the same wavelength as the channel. So yeah, I would not be too concerned about it. It's simply a sign of recalibration.
Okay, and then Dr. Gayatri, sorry if I'm pronouncing everyone's names wrong. Do you think Isis was the last carnation of Kuan Yin?
I'm not source, I don't know. Anyone who can tell you absolute is you gotta question them. But I feel since I work with both, what I can sense commonly between the 2 of them is they both work with the Divine Mother energy. So it's like in different eras with different groups of people, source will send a different avatar to embody that frequency. For Egypt, source send Isis. For Asia, right, they send Kuan Yin. On Arcturus, on Sirius, they might send a different master, right, at different time. So I feel that the word incarnation is limiting a little bit. I would say they are connected. They're working with one another, they are harmonious with one another. So
And I just wanted to remind everyone, because that Tiffany has the YouTube where you can ask for personal readings there. And so we can get more personal questions on there so she could read for you, because we are getting a lot of questions that are really personalized, and we're actually past the hour. So I don't know, do you have time, Tiffany, to answer the last few questions?
We'll do the general questions and any
Oh.
general questions.
Okay, because it seems like these other questions are really personal, what people are experiencing during their channel, during the ceremony. And I guess the last one that would be generalized for everyone would be, what is the purification process like? Does it also mean practicing chastity, even having a partner?
Thank you for your question, everyone. So I would say, once again, compassion to the body. So as much as your mind is expanding, right, towards being enlightened, your body still might need time to transition. So with all your chakras, right, you have to look at yourself like a soul and say, my body is shifting. My body needs some time to shift into that. So if I was like mean to my body in the vegan example, right? And I'm like, oh, stupid body, why aren't you vegan? Why are you malnutrition? Why can't you just process these nutrients properly? Then I'm hating my body. And then same thing with like sexual needs as well. Sexuality, the energy is beautiful. And Kuan Yin actually is a deity that we can connect to when we talk about sex, because fertility, children, womb, mother, tantra, all these energy, creation is all feminine energy. So if we allow ourselves to see beauty in everything that we do, then I wouldn't say you necessarily have to like abstain, but there will be a point where you reach that point where you'll be like, okay, I'm going to abstain now, but not to the degree just because you think that's the right thing to do. It has to be like a natural progression. Because even when you are co-creating with your partner, beautiful energy can be created from that energetic interaction. The purification process is also very individual, so I can't comment for specific people, but really it's just taking in account your soul, mind, heart, and body. Your soul, you purifying yourself. Coming to ceremony like that is purifying your soul. Learning in all this knowledge, purifying your soul. Working with light codes, purifying your soul. Your mind, right? So are you still watching really violent things on YouTube or Netflix? Are you still feeding into those imagery into your mind, right? Are you safeguarding and protecting your mind from the negative forces? Because when you watch it, when you're watching these satanic rituals, for example, you're basically saying, I consent to this type of energy. So it's purifying that. Once I realized that, I stopped watching a lot of TV, Netflix. I don't really watch anything anymore to keep my mind pure. And body, right? So as much as you can, I know, again, compassion. We can all just go out and afford expensive organic food, right? Some of us still need some of the things that are more affordable, but maybe have less of it. The more that you work with like chi, light codes, the less you need to eat. So for me, I don't need to eat breakfast. Lunch, all my lunches are vegan. Only at dinner time, I need a little bit of meat, very light, like chicken or fish, to sustain myself. So you have to feel into, okay, even if I can't be perfect right now, how can I strive towards that? What can I do so that I can, propel myself towards that direction? So looking in the body, less chemicals, like anything in the drugstore, if you read the ingredients, it's not really that good for you. Whereas the very simple things that our ancestors use, simple soap, simple vinegar to clean windows instead of those chemical Windex, are so much better for you. Things like that, cheap and easy to access. Then soul, mind, heart, and body. In the heart, just purifying, wanting to help more people, wanting to also protect your own medicine, and so forth. So yeah, I believe that's all of the questions. And Anthony, William, medical medium, give guidance on how to thrive and heal using plants. Yes, so I have a lot of medical medium books, and he has a lot of recipes that are very good for cleansing and healing. And if you want to start going towards the vegan direction, he has a lot of good recipes in his books as well. So yeah. The ending message to you all, everyone, is once again, I just want to reiterate, regardless of diet, sex, gender, age, religion, skin colors, whatever it is, let us just be okay, be compassionate of our state of being, because everyone is on our own journey. And as a light worker of the 144K frequency, we're here to bring forth agreeing with disagreeing. What is it called? They say agree to disagree, but bring harmony, bring peace, because each branch of existence has a certain purpose, is important, is part of the ecosystem. So let us bring this value into our lives and into your work to share this teaching to others. And thank you again for sharing the temple with me today, for entering the temple. Thank you to Maggie for helping me co-host. Thank you to some of my master students here helping anchor the space. And I see many of you here, Julia, Alice, I see Diana, Omer, Beth, and many, Rachel, Aviva, so many of you that I can't name all at once. So thank you, everyone. We will share with you the replay when it's ready, and it will be my honor to connect with you through Kuan Yin, either through the book or through the training course. So have a beautiful week ahead, everyone.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Many blessings.
Thank you, Miss Margaret. Thank you.
Thank
Miss
you.
Stephanie. Thank you. Master
Thank
Tiffany.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.